Hello everyone and welcome back to STW Sports, and today I'm going to be predicting the Championship table for the 2020-2021 EFL Championship season. Of course, Championship is a very difficult league to predict, a league where relegation favourites can get promoted and promotion favourites can get relegated. However, I'm going to give it my best shot from 24th all the way down to 1st. I'm going to predict who I think will be promoted, relegated and reach the playoffs in the Championship 2020-2021 season. 24th, Rotherham. Yeah, unfortunately, Rotherham have just become a yo-yo club in the last few years between League One and the Championship, and I don't see this season being any different. Rotherham haven't really done anything in the transfer window to convince me they're going to do well this season, and I just don't see Rotherham hanging with the fellow Championship clubs. I don't think Rotherham have enough quality in the team. I can see an instant return to League One with Rotherham finishing rock bottom of the table. Yeah, 23rd, Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, the only reason I'm really saying this is because Sheffield Wednesday have had a 12-point deduction. That's going to be a huge blow for Sheffield Wednesday. Of course, Wednesday will need 4 wins just to get 0 points. But yeah, I think this is going to be a difficult season for them, unfortunately. Come at a really bad time. As a points deduction always does, of course. But yeah, I don't see Sheffield Wednesday quite recovering from this throughout the season. And yeah, I think Sheffield Wednesday will unfortunately get relegated in 23rd position. I still think they'll finish above Rotherham. Sorry, Rotherham fans. But yeah, I do think Sheffield Wednesday will unfortunately be relegated with minus 12 points. Yeah, it's going to feel weird if Sheffield Wednesday get down to League One, I must say. But that's what I think will happen with this points deduction. I think it's going to be a huge blow for them in the long run. 22nd, Barnsley. Yeah, Barnsley just about survived last season, but that was, of course, due to Wigan's points deduction playing a big part in that. Well, a massive part. They would have been relegated without that. So, yeah, I'm going to say Barnsley will finish 22nd and this time round be relegated. I think Barnsley will fight to the end just like last season. However, I don't think this time round they'll have enough to stay up. Again, I don't really think Barnsley have done a lot in the transfer window to convince me they're going to do any better than last season. And I just think they'll fall short on quality in the end. Yep. 21st, Luton Town. Yep, Luton Town did end the season quite strongly under Nathan Jones, actually, but next season I think will be another struggle for Luton Town. They did stay up last season, and fair play to them. It looked like for a lot of the season they might well go down. But yeah, Luton Town, I think, will stay up, but only by the skin of their teeth this time around. Nathan Jones, as I said, did do well after lockdown, to be fair to him. However, this time I do think it's going to be a difficult season for Luton, as I've said. I think they'll stay up though. I think they'll just about scrape survival in what will overall be a successful season for them, I guess. It will be a step backwards, they'll be finishing lower than last season, but still, survival for a second straight season. Not many Luton Town fans can complain at that. 20th, Huddersfield Town. Of course, Huddersfield Town are the first team in the list I mentioned who have a new manager. That new manager being Carlos Corberan. I don't really know who that is, to be honest. I think this can be quite a difficult season for Huddersfield again. I don't think they'll get relegated. I think they'll just about do enough to stay up. Last season, I did think Huddersfield Town would get relegated. But yeah, this time I think they will do enough in 20th. I think it'll be another struggling season for them, though. I don't really see a lot of hope going forward for them. I think they'll be in the relegation battle pretty much the whole way through, but they'll do enough, in my opinion, to stay up in the end. But yeah, I think this will be a season of relegation battle again for Huddersfield. 19th, QPR. Of course, QPR have lost their best player throughout the summer in Eze. Eze, I think that's how you pronounce his name. But yeah, QPR, a lot of people are tipping them to struggle this season, and I agree, to be honest with you. I do think they'll struggle. I think they'll survive. 19th place. Doesn't really sound too convincing, really, if you're a QPR fan, but yeah, I'm going to say 19th for QPR and a relegation battle to go with it, but I think they'll comfortably enough stay up in the end. But the loss of Eze is going to be a big blow for them throughout the season. They haven't really replaced him either, but can you really replace a player of that Championship quality? It'll be very difficult. 18th, Wycombe Wanderers. Yeah, I'm having Wycombe Wanderers to stay up. I just think Wycombe Wanderers will do it. I think Wycombe Wanderers will use the momentum of being in the Championship for the first time in so long and take it with them and remain a Championship club the following season. I think if you offer Wycombe Wanderers fan 18th now, they'd probably take it, to be honest with you. Anything that's not relegation will be a success for them. And yeah, I'm going to say 18th position. I think they'll be there and abouts in the relegation battle, but I think they'll do enough to stay up in the end. Yeah, I think that's about a fair assessment. I think Wycombe Wanderers just have too much momentum going forward. We've already been in the Championship. They'll use that in some games and get some big results. 17th, Reading. Of course, Reading also have a new manager going by the name of Vesho Ponovac. I can't even pronounce any of these managers' names at the moment. But yeah, Reading are a team who are struggling a bit at the moment as well. I'm going to go for a standard 17th place finish for Reading. Nothing too special. I think they'll be a little bit above a relegation battle without doing anything too much. I think 17th and a pretty bang average going on, less than average season for them. I think that's my fairest assessment of them. I don't think Reading are a club in the best state at the moment, so yeah, I'm going to go 17th. 16th, Birmingham City. Yeah, I've probably gone a little bit higher. Birmingham didn't even win a single game after lockdown last season. But I'm going to say Birmingham City will step. I don't think Artur Karanka is a bad manager. Of course, he took Middlesbrough to the Premier League back in 2016. However, I'm going to say Birmingham will stay up, and I think quite comfortably as well. A 16th place finish, it's better than last season. I think Birmingham City, to be fair, I think 16th is probably something their fans would actually take at the moment. I mean, it's not the best finish, of course, by any means, but yeah, I think they'll stay up, but not that can do that much either at the same time. 15th, AFC, Bournemouth. Yeah, this was very controversial. I'm sorry, Bournemouth fans. I mean, I love Bournemouth as a club. Seeing them in the Premier League for 5 years was amazing. It was a great story, of course, from where they've came from and everything. But now they're relegated, I think they'll be stuck in the Championship for a little while. They're going down. They've lost Callum Wilson. They've lost Ryan Fraser in the last couple of days as well. I think they're going to lose a lot of players. And more important, they've lost manager Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe did so much for the club. And with the greatest respect to Jason Tindall, I just don't think he's going to do that much with them. I don't want to make too many judgments. I've not seen enough of Tindall, but I'll be surprised if he lasts the whole season, to be honest with you. I just don't see Bournemouth doing that well this season. I think they'll have a struggling season, similar to what Stoke did when they got relegated first time. I'm going to say 15th position, and I think that will be a very disappointing season for the Cherries. But yeah, I just think now Bournemouth are relegated, it's going to be a long way back, long time till we see them again in the Premier League. I've just got that sort of feeling. They'll probably win the Championship now. I've just said all that. But yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm going to say 15th. That is a bold prediction, but it's one that I think will happen. 14th, Blackburn Rovers. Yeah, Blackburn Rovers have very much just become a mid-table Championship club under Tony Mowbray. I don't see this season being any different. Of course, they've pretty much kept all their players, and they haven't really sold anyone of note. Danny Graham, of course, who's gone to Sunderland on a free transfer, but I don't really, and he's 35 years old. I don't really think Blackburn have changed too much, and I just think they'll do what they usually do. Finish around mid-table. I'm going to say 14th place. Not the most convincing, but I think that's the position Blackburn are in, really. A mid-table Championship club who don't really be in relegation battles, but don't really push for promotion either. And I think this season, 14th seems about fair. 13th, Middlesbrough. Of course, last season, Middlesbrough had Jonathan Woodgate in charge at the start of the season, and that did not go very well. Middlesbrough were involved in a relegation battle. But yeah, of course, they did pull out of it in the end. Neil Warnock, he always knows what to do in the Championship, Neil Warnock. He's a very good Championship manager. However, I don't see them pushing for promotion this year. As good as Warnock can be in the Championship, I do think Warnock's best days are behind him at this point, even though he only got Cardiff promoted 2 years ago. But still, I'm going to say Middlesbrough to finish 13th in a pretty unconvincing season. I mean, Tony Pulis was in charge a couple of years ago as well, and they didn't really do too much either. So yeah, mid-table, 13th place, I'm going to say. Pretty unconvincing, but better than last season anyway. 12th, Coventry City. Yeah, this one is also very bold. A bit like the opposite to my Bournemouth prediction. I've got a good feeling for Coventry City this season. I think they're going to do well. I don't know why. Something just tells me after last season's League One win, I just fancy them to do well this season, and I'm going to say they're going to finish 12th. It's not amazing, of course, they're not exactly in the playoffs, but if you offer a Coventry City fan 12th right now, I'm sure they'd take it, to be honest with you. I'm sure they'd be happy with that. First season back in the Championship, mid-table finish. That's what I'm going to go for. Coventry City to finish 12th. I think they'll be the surprise package, and I think they'll do well. I'm going to say 12th. 11th, Preston North End. Not really a lot has changed from Preston to last season. To be fair to Preston, they were pushing for the playoffs a lot of last season. This time round, however, I don't really see Preston doing an awful lot. I think an 11th place, mid-table finish. They've not really changed too much of the team. It's been very much the same. Yeah, I'm going to say 11th, and not really that convincing for Preston either. I think they might make a little bit of a playoff push at the start, but no, I'm going to say an 11th place, mid-table finish under Alex Neil. 10th, Stoke City. Yeah, I think Stoke City will have a better season under Michael O'Neill. Michael O'Neill's a very old-fashioned manager, and I think that will kind of suit Stoke, a bit like it did when they had Tony Pulis. I don't see this Stoke team doing anything special under Michael O'Neill this season, but I think for how the last 2 seasons have gone for Stoke, very disappointing since they got relegated from the Premier League, I'd probably say Stoke fans wouldn't mind a 10th place finish at the moment. I mean, I think they'll make a little bit of a playoff push at times, but I think they'll fall short in the end and finish 10th. And that'll try and allow them to maybe kick on for the season after. But this season, though, I think it'll be a solid 10th place finish. Nothing too special, but yeah, 10th place for Stoke. 9th, Cardiff City. Yeah, Cardiff City, of course, beaten in the playoff semi-final last season by Fulham. I don't think Cardiff City will quite get the playoffs this time round. I'm going to go for a 9th place finish. Nothing too bad, but a little bit of a promotion, a playoff push maybe, but nothing really to celebrate for them. 9th place, nothing too convincing for me. 8th, Swansea City. Yep, just above Cardiff, I'm going to go for their local rival, Swansea City. Again, Swansea made the Championship playoff semi-final last season before they lost to Brentford. And I'm going to say the same again, that Swansea will not quite finish first, but 8th place. Yeah, I think Swansea again, a little bit of a promotion push maybe, but not quite making it there. 8th place, not the best really when you consider they got playoffs last season, but yeah, I think they'll just fall short this time round. 7th, Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I'm sorry, Forest fans, if I'm giving you memories back here. That's not my intention. I just think Forest will maybe not do as what they did last year, but I think they'll be up in the playoffs. The majority of the season they'll be fighting for that playoff, but I think they will fall short. I feel so bad for saying this. I'm so sorry, Forest fans. But yeah, I think 7th place, and I think you'll just miss out on the playoffs again. Very sorry, Forest fans. I do not want to say that, but that's whereabouts I'd put you in the table at the moment. 6th, Derby County. Oh, just to add insult to injury to them poor Forest fans. Yeah, I'm very sorry again, Forest fans, but yeah, I think Derby under Koki will find their feet this season. Last season felt like a season of transition for Derby, where they were, of course, getting used to the players they'd lost from Frank Lampard the previous season. I think they'll be a lot better this season. I think they'll finish 6th, just like they did under Frank Lampard. However, there's a bit of a twist. I'm going to announce my Championship playoff winners once I get down to 2nd place. So yeah, I think Derby will have a much better season this time round, finish 6th and make the final playoff spot. 5th, Norwich City. Yeah, Norwich City, who just got relegated from the Premier League convincingly. It was a very disappointing season for them last season, but Norwich City usually do well in the Championship. They're usually up there at least. I think the same again, to be honest. I think Norwich will finish 5th. I think they'll be in the playoffs. I'm not sure if they'll win the playoffs. I'll tell you that in a minute if I think they will. But I do think they'll do enough. I don't think they'll go up automatically. But if they can keep the majority of the players they had in the Premier League, I do think they'll be up there, Norwich, next season. 4th, Millwall. Yeah, this one seems bold. I mean, Millwall, they don't really do a lot usually in terms of the playoffs. They don't usually get there. But with Gary Rowett in charge, if Gary Rowett can get things right this year, I think this could be a very good season for Millwall. And I think they could push for automatic promotion, but I think the playoffs will do them. If you offer Millwall fans a playoff place right now, they'd certainly take it. So yeah, I'm going to say 4th place for Millwall next season. 3rd, Bristol City. Yeah, I'm impressed with Bristol City's summer business. Okay, it's not amazing. And let's be honest, Chris Martin, he is getting on a little bit now maybe. But I'm quite impressed with their signings. The likes of Alfie Mawson as well as a defender coming in. I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, I've looked at Bristol City signings and I think there's some decent Sessegnon as well, don't forget, from Fulham as well. I think they've got some good signings in there, and I think Bristol City could have a very good season next season. I'm going to say 3rd for them. Yeah, and as for my playoff winners out of Bristol City, Millwall, Norwich and Derby, I'm going to say Derby will win the playoffs. I think this is Derby County's time. They've suffered so much heartache in the playoffs in the last few seasons. I'm going to say Derby will this time gain promotion via the playoffs, finish in 6th place. I'm going to say they'll beat Norwich City in the final as well. A Derby-Norwich playoff final, and Derby will win and gain promotion to the Premier League. Very bold, very brave and bold prediction, that. But that's what I'm going to go for. That probably will not happen, but you never know. 2nd, Brentford. I feel like this is very, very brave because Brentford might well be about to lose their best players. It does remind me a little bit of when Derby lost a playoff final to Aston Villa a couple of years ago. And, of course, we'll see how that went the next season. I think Brentford are going to respond well, though. For some reason, I just think Brentford are going to have enough of. They're going to take the momentum of last season that they had, take it into this season. I don't think they'll win the Championship, but I think they'll come second and they'll gain promotion to the Premier League, which will be more than welcome in many people's eyes. But yeah, I'm going to say second for Brentford and to get promotion. However, my champions and first place, I'm going to go for Watford. Yeah, don't really know who this Watford manager is in Vladimir Ivic, whatever you pronounce it. But yeah, I think Watford, if they can keep the players they've got, of course they have just sold Decore to Everton. If Watford can keep their players and sign a couple of others, I think Watford have a very good Championship team. And I think Watford will have too much quality for the rest of the division, and I think they will not walk it, but I think they'll win the Championship overall. I did say this about Stoke a couple of years ago. That didn't end very well, but still, I think Watford will have enough overall. And who knows, is this manager even going to last the whole season? It is Watford after all. But yeah, I mean, I think Watford will gain promotion back to the Premier League, first time of asking. And yeah, I think Watford will win the Championship. But yeah, that is my Championship predictions. That is probably going to go horribly wrong. I'm so sorry if I offended any fans in this video, especially Nottingham Forest fans. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll be back soon. Next up will be my Premier League predictions for the 2020-21 season. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. And I'll see you soon. Thank you.